"My dad can fix it," the little girl whispered, and the stranded millionaire froze. Like and subscribe to Inspiration Stories box for emotional stories that change hearts. The Ferrari sat lifeless on the side of the road, its glossy red paint mocking the silence beneath the hood. Claire Whitman, a self-made millionaire known for sharp deals and sharper words, stood beside it with her phone pressed to her ear. No signal, no service, just an empty rural road and fading daylight. She sighed in frustration, heels sinking into the dirt. That's when she noticed them, a little girl sitting on a fence nearby, swinging her legs, watching quietly. The child couldn't have been more than 6, her dress faded, her knees dusty. Claire turned away, embarrassed by her own helplessness. Then she heard a soft voice. "My dad can fix it." Claire turned. "Excuse me?" The girl hopped down and walked closer. "Cars break sometimes," she said seriously. "Daddy fixes them all the time." Claire forced a polite smile. "That's kind of you, sweetheart, but this isn't just any car." The girl nodded confidently. "Daddy says cars don't know how much they cost." Something about that made Claire pause. "Where is your dad?" she asked. The girl pointed toward a small house beyond the field. "He's home. He doesn't charge much," she added, whispering like it was a secret. Claire hesitated. She was used to luxury garages and certified mechanics, not dusty driveways and strangers. But the sun was sinking fast. She followed the girl down the narrow path. A man emerged from the small house, wiping grease from his hands. He froze when he saw the Ferrari. "I'm sorry," Claire began awkwardly. "Your daughter said you might help." The man glanced at the car, then at his daughter. "Lily, go inside," he said gently. He approached the Ferrari, lifting the hood without awe. Minutes passed in silence. Claire watched, uneasy. Finally, the man straightened. "Fuel sensors clogged. Happens more than you'd think." He fixed it with steady hands and simple tools. The engine roared back to life. Claire stared in disbelief. "How much do I owe you?" she asked, reaching for her wallet. The man shook his head. "Nothing. Lily wanted to help." Claire looked at the girl peeking from the door, smiling proudly. Something warm stirred in Claire's chest, something she hadn't felt in years. Like and subscribe to Inspiration Stories box before Chapter 2. This story gets even more emotional. Claire didn't leave right away. She crouched beside Lily. "You were very brave today," she said softly. Lily beamed. "Daddy says helping people makes the world less broken." The words hit Claire harder than any boardroom battle. She stood and turned to the man. "What do you do?" "I fix things," he replied simply. "Cars, bikes, sometimes broken hopes." Claire swallowed. "I run a company," she said, unsure why she felt the need to explain. "I fix numbers." The man smiled kindly, not impressed, not intimidated. Claire drove away that evening, but she didn't forget. The next day she returned, then again the week after. She learned his name was Daniel, that he'd lost his wife, that Lily was his whole universe. Claire began bringing groceries, tools, opportunities. Slowly, a neglected roadside garage turned into a thriving workshop, funded quietly, without headlines. Months later, Claire stood at the grand opening of Daniel's fully equipped auto center. Reporters asked why she invested so heavily in a small mechanic. She answered honestly, "Because when I was stranded, a little girl reminded me that help doesn't come from power, it comes from heart." Lily tugged her hand. "You're not lost anymore," she said, smiling through tears. She wasn't, not anymore. A broken Ferrari had led her to something far more valuable, human connection. And it all started with a whisper from a little girl who believed her dad could fix anything. Like and subscribe to Inspiration Stories box for more powerful stories that restore faith in humanity.